Getting good outputs from ChatGPT is actually pretty easy. You just need to follow this 7 simple steps I'll mention in this video. So let's not waste each other's time. Step number one, action. You need to be clear with what you want ChatGPT to do for you. Do you want it to write you titles? And you should be saying, "Write me titles." That's the action. Or if you want it to brainstorm, if you want it to help you brainstorm, you should say, "Let's brainstorm together." Like, this is the action. Or if you want it to generate you an image, you should say, "Generate me an image of blah blah blah, blah." Of course, you will go on and on, but the important part is you need to be clear with your action. Like, do you want a thumbnail? Do you want a title? Do you want it to write a script for you? Do you want it to just rewrite your own script and edit it for clarity, like maybe rewrite it for a lower grade reading level? You need to be clear with your action. That's the step number one. Step number two, you need to outline the steps you want ChatGPT to take until it reaches a conclusion. You could give it a 3-step program, you could give it a 5-step program. Like, I generally tend to have more great outcomes with 3 steps, and maybe it's because it's simpler. So step number one, try to think about what it should do. Step number two, do the actual thing. Step number three, refine the ideas for the finalized version. Like, that could be a general outline, but let's say we are trying to brainstorm some ideas, and you could say, step number one, try to think about what are the popular topics about this topic I'm giving you, what are the popular keywords associated with it. Step number two, try to think about like evergreen stuff. What are the topics, like main ideas in this topic that we would be watched all the time. And step number three, try to combine those two and try to create an evergreen content idea that is also touching on some trending topic. Maybe like this could be your brainstorming steps you give ChatGPT, and it would create good outcomes basically. So we'll move to step number three. Examples, examples, examples. Like, I cannot state this enough. How many examples you give ChatGPT determines how great quality outcome you are getting. Like, if you are not supplementing ChatGPT with any examples at all, it'll just try to think about it on its own. But because these things are trained on a lot of data, they don't necessarily know what you want. Like, you need to give, okay, this is a good example for my process. Like, you should give it examples as you like it. Like, this is an example one and I love this. This is an example two and I love this. ChatGPT, please do as these examples have done. You could also give reverse examples. Like, maybe this could be a step 3.5. You could give like example 3, do not follow this, like or in all caps, do not do like this. And this is a reverse example. You need to clarify it with ChatGPT, but when you clarify it that way and put your example there, it should be going away from example 3 and going towards example 1 and 2. This would be good for you, and it would generate decent outcomes for you if you follow these 3 steps. So step 4, this is not exactly always a necessary step, but if you have already done the first 3 steps and you are still not getting the results you want, you might want to implement a personality. Like, these are sentences like, you are an expert web developer, you are an expert media marketer, you are an expert YouTube video thumbnail creator. Like, these personalities have associated keywords in ChatGPT's minds that it allows the ChatGPT to see related topics much more clearly. Let's say for our brainstorming example, we could create that you are a great trend analyzer. You analyze recent events about a certain topic, and you see evergreen content where about a topic, given a topic, and you combine them so clearly that it solves a pain problem in this audience's needs and problems. Like you could fill in those blanks and create a great personality trait for the ChatGPT. This is what most uh, ChatGPT personality would look like. You are this, you do this, you don't do this. Like if you do those three minor steps, you will get a good personality description. Step number five. Context. Context is everything with ChatGPT because it has so many training data. It cannot discern what you want to do sometimes, and it definitely cannot read your mind. Like it's not at that level yet. So you need to give it some context. You need to tell who you are, what you want to do, what you want to accomplish, what is your end goal here, why do you do this, like everything you can tell ChatGPT that would be insightful about your situation would increase your output quality. So context is so important that OpenAI actually implemented this inside ChatGPT. Now, when you are talking with when you're talking with ChatGPT, it tries to understand what are some important memory points and it tries to add them into your memory. So maybe you could check your memory out. If there are some things that you don't want there, you could delete them. If you do not want everything inside a memory file on some OpenAI server, you could always write the context in the like that ChatGPT prompt. You could have a big context, and I have written big contexts, big context paragraphs, and they work well. Now, looking at our brainstorming example, we could say uh, we are a content creator on YouTube. We are doing short, long form content. Like we are not doing short form. We are not on Instagram. We are not on TikTok. We are doing YouTube long form. This is a context information, and right now I'm doing an AI video. So we are doing AI related content, generative AI content, and educative content. That would be good context. And we are not trying to catch the trends or news. Like we are not talking about latest tools. I'm right now talking about an evergreen topic, which is about prompting. Sixth and seventh step are very intertwined, and those are like limitations and the formatting of your output. Like what should the AI do and don't do for your output. You could like ask it to do it a listicle format, or you could give an specialized formatting template maybe. So it would say, for let's go with our brainstorming example, like brainstorm the idea and why this would benefit, why this idea would be a beneficial video idea, and what audiences would like this idea, and what problem does this idea solve of our audience. Like those would be 4 points our ChatGPT would have to answer in our templatized format, which would greatly increase our like output. Like if you know how you want the ChatGPT to respond to you, this would be crucial step, because when you tell it like this templatized format, like I want this, like I want this. If you are determined with your want, ChatGPT will give you that. Like it will give you that, no problems. But if you don't want what you wish to see, that's the problem. Like with ChatGPT, you need to be very clear communicator. This is the problem most people face. Like they don't really know what output they expect. They are just asking questions. Like if you know you want in this format the output, like if you have SOPs, like this is great tool. This is a great tool. And like with limitations, you could also say like, I do not want any jargon in this. Like I want to brainstorm ideas, but I want them to be plain and simple. I do not want any jargon. Like this would be a limitation. Or do not use fancy words with me. Like this could be a limitation. Or you could say do not have to. And it would, instead of give you this large paragraph, it would just give you one sentence answers, like very small answers. Okay, here I am in the post production. I have created a Telegram channel and I'll use it to share some digital products and prompts with you. So be sure to join the channel from the link down below. And there's a Gumroad link in the Telegram channel right now, which will lead to this page. and you can just name a fair price. If you want, you can just write down $0, and you can click here, go through the checkout, you give me your email address, and you'll get to this Notion page where you can find the prompt we have created on this video. I refined it a little bit so it looks better and performs better, because I was going off the cuff in the video, and it wasn't the most pristine condition. So then I created another prompt as a story writer. I believe this prompt could be useful if you are trying to write a TikTok script or something like that, like at most 3 to 5 minutes. And then I have another kind of a brainstorming prompt, because you can never go wrong with more brainstorming options. You can decide what you want to do, what you don't want to do, but these are here for you to generate some ideas fast. Then I have another one of prompts. This is a title creator. If you have your video content idea ready, and you know your audience, and you have your script ready, basically this would be a great title crafter. Then here we have the other prompt. This is the final prompt in this pack. This is a thumbnail artist advisor. This is not something you'll create your thumbnails with, but rather it will help you understand what is the most visually striking component of your video, so that you can get the outputs from this prompt and give it to your digital artist, and they can create a great thumbnail. Or maybe you can do it yourself. I'm not really sure about your process, but take care, and please note that the link is in the description. Go check that out, and you can get these prompts and use it for your own business. See ya.